There is a specific suffocating kind of silence that descends upon a man's life when a woman he loves walks away. It is not merely the absence of noise or conversation, it is a physical weight that presses down on your chest the moment you wake up. You look at your phone, and the screen is dark, devoid of the name that used to light it up. You look at the spaces in your room, the empty side of the bed, the chair she used to sit in, and they feel strangely haunted, not by ghosts, but by memories of a presence that is no longer there. In this heavy silence, your mind begins to turn against you. You start to analyze every final word, every final argument, convinced that you have been erased from her history. You convince yourself that while you are drowning in this void, she is out there, living her best life, unbothered, happy, and completely moved on. You feel forgotten. You feel like a footnote in a book she has already closed. But here is the brutal, unspoken truth about female psychology that society never prepared you for. Silence is almost never empty. In the realm of human connection and deep emotional bonds, silence is often the loudest scream of longing, but it is broadcast on a frequency that the masculine mind is not tuned to hear. While you are sitting in the dark, tormented by the idea that she feels nothing, she is likely going through a turbulent, chaotic internal battle that she is desperate to hide from you. Women do not process separation with the immediate, cold detachment that men often fear. They process it through waves of conflicting emotion, protective pride, and covert signaling. She might be missing you with an intensity that keeps her awake at night, but biology, social conditioning, and evolutionary psychology have wired her to conceal it. She is waiting. She is watching, she is signaling, but because you are looking for a direct text message or a phone call, which are logical, masculine forms of action, you are completely blind to the subtle feminine signals of her distress. She is screaming that she misses you, but she is doing it without uttering a single syllable. If you do not learn to read these silent codes right now, you will believe the lie that she is gone forever, when in reality she is paralyzed by pride, waiting for you to notice the door she has left slightly open for you. Most men fail in this exact moment because they react to the surface of reality instead of the depth of psychology. They look at the lack of a text message and assume it means a lack of interest. They see a photo of her smiling on social media and assume it means she is thriving without them. This is a fatal error in judgment. If you want to understand what is truly happening, you must stop looking at what she's doing and start analyzing what she's projecting. You have to look past the mask she wears for the world and see the trembling anxiety beneath it. Today, we are going to dissect the subconscious behaviors of a woman who is secretly yearning for your return. These are not surface-level hints. These are involuntary psychological responses that she cannot fully control. This information is powerful and it changes how you see everything. Before we go any deeper into these three signals, if you are ready to stop being confused by female nature and start mastering the hidden dynamics of relationships and power, make sure you subscribe to this channel right now. This is not just about getting her back. This is about waking up. This is about understanding the invisible language of human connection that 99% of men will never grasp because they are too busy reacting to their own pain. Do not be like them. Stay with me and let's uncover the truth. The first silent signal is a phenomenon that modern psychologists often refer to as orbiting, but we need to look much deeper than the standard definition. When a woman misses you deeply, but her pride or fear of rejection prevents her from reaching out directly, she enters a state of digital limbo. She cannot bring herself to text you because the risk of you not replying or replying coldly is too damaging to her ego. However, she also cannot bring herself to disconnect completely because that feels like a final death of the relationship. So she chooses the middle ground. She exists in your orbit. You will notice that she is consistently one of the first people to view your stories on Instagram or Facebook. Or perhaps more subtly, she views them late at night. She might like a post that is weeks or months old, often claiming it was accidental, or sometimes doing it on purpose to trigger a notification on your phone screen. This is not accidental behavior. In the age of infinite attention, where she could be scrolling through millions of videos or looking at anyone else in the world, her focus compels her to return to you. She is checking on you. She is making sure you are still there. But the digital echo goes far deeper than just her watching you. It is about what she wants you to see. When a woman misses you, her social media stops being a personal diary and starts being a performance stage where you are the only audience member that matters. She will start engaging in what I call curated projection. Suddenly, she posts a song that you two used to listen to together, a song that has lyrics specifically about missing someone or a love lost. She visits a coffee shop or a park that you introduced her to and posts a picture of the view, knowing that only you will understand the context of that location. She uses a specific phrase, emoji, or inside joke in her caption that creates a secret line of communication. To the rest of the world, her friends and her family, it looks like a random, innocent update. But to you, it is a targeted missile. She is projecting these echoes of your relationship into the digital void, hoping you will hear them and respond. She is creating a scenario where you reach out to her about the post, which allows her to satisfy her longing without having to break her no contact stance. You must understand the why behind this behavior. Why doesn't she just call? Because the fear of indifference is paralyzing for a woman. If she calls you and you are cold, she feels foolish, devalued, and easy. By orbiting you, by watching your life from a safe distance, she maintains a tether to you without exposing her neck. It is a way of microdosing your presence. She misses your energy, so she consumes it passively through your digital footprint. If you see her constantly present in your digital views, but silent in your inbox, do not mistake this for boredom or habit. It is anxiety mixed with desire. She is checking to see if you have replaced her. She is checking to see if you are suffering as much as she is. It is a silent vigil. She is keeping watch over the emotional investment she made in you, terrified that if she looks away, the bond will finally snap forever. This constant lurking presence is the loudest scream of "I miss you" in the modern age. The second silent signal is where her behavior moves from passive observation to active, yet covert interference. I call this the Trojan horse signal because she wants to enter your life again, but she needs to hide her true intent inside something that looks completely harmless. A woman who misses you deeply will eventually reach a breaking point where the silence becomes too painful to bear. The urge to interact with you becomes stronger than her pride. However, she will almost never send a text that says, "I miss you, I made a mistake, can we talk?" That is too vulnerable. That hands you all the power. Instead, she will manufacture a reason to contact you that gives her plausible deniability. She might text you out of the blue to ask about a specific detail, perhaps the name of a movie you watched together 6 months ago, or she claims she needs a password to a shared streaming account, or she asks if you left a trivial item like a t-shirt or a book at her place. Analyze these requests logically. These are questions she could answer with a 5-second Google search. She could reset the password. She could ask a friend about the movie. She is not asking because she needs the information. She's asking because she needs the interaction. She creates a Trojan horse, a seemingly logical, non-emotional reason to text you, so that if you reject her, ignore her, or respond coldly, she can protect her ego by saying, "I just needed that information. I wasn't trying to get back together. Don't be so full of yourself." It is a shield. This signal often expands beyond just direct texts and moves into her social circle, a tactic known as triangulation. You might find that her friends suddenly start interacting with you, liking your posts, or asking about you. Or she starts showing up at places where she knows your friends will be, hoping they will report back to you that she looked good or asked about you. Deeper still, she might send you a meme or a video on Instagram that is related to a niche interest you have. It seems casual, like, "Hey, saw this and thought of you." But think about the psychological effort behind that action. She saw something, she thought of you, she hesitated, she processed the risk of sending it, and she decided the desire to connect outweighed the risk of your silence. She is testing the waters. She is throwing a small pebble into the lake to see if you will ripple back. If you respond warmly to this Trojan horse, the conversation will immediately shift to personal topics because that was her goal all along. If you respond coldly, she will retreat behind the excuse of the meme. It is a safety mechanism for her broken heart, allowing her to reach out without admitting she is reaching out. This final signal is the most counterintuitive, the most dangerous, and the one that causes men the most confusion and pain. We are taught from a young age that love looks like kindness, and that indifference looks like silence. Therefore, when a man sees his ex-partner acting angry, frustrated, posting bitter quotes, or blocking and unblocking him repeatedly, he assumes she hates him. He assumes she is done. This is false. You must burn this truth into your mind. The opposite of love is not hate. The opposite of love is indifference. If a woman is truly indifferent, she feels absolutely nothing. She doesn't check your stories, she doesn't block you, she doesn't badmouth you to her friends, she simply forgets you exist. You become a stranger to her, like a person she passed on the street years ago. However, if she is displaying emotional volatility, if she posts angry quotes about toxic men, if she blocks you on Monday and unblocks you on Wednesday, if she tries to make you jealous by posting exaggerated pictures of her fun night out with other guys, it is a massive flashing neon signal that she is missing you desperately. Why? Because you still control her emotional state. You are still the central character in the movie of her life. When a woman misses a man she feels she cannot have, that longing often transmutes into frustration and anger. She is angry that she misses you. She is angry that you haven't fixed the relationship. She is angry that she feels weak and vulnerable while you seem strong. She might even try to provoke you intentionally. She might post things specifically designed to get under your skin, knowing exactly what triggers you. This is a subconscious cry for attention. Think of a child who feels ignored by a parent. They will eventually break a vase or scream just to get the parent to look at them. Negative attention is still attention. Similarly, a woman who feels the agonizing pain of your absence might try to break your composure just to see if you still care enough to react. If she is doing things to get a rise out of you, it is because her desire for your attention, even if it's an argument, is stronger than her desire for peace. She is missing the friction, the passion, and the energy of the relationship. A woman who is truly done moves in silence, grace, and finality. A woman who is missing you moves in chaos, confusion, and noise. Do not mistake her volatility for hatred. It is misdirected passion that has nowhere to go because you are not there to absorb it. Now that you possess the vision to see these three silent signals, the digital echo, the Trojan horse, and the paradox of volatility, the most critical question remains, what do you do with this power? The natural instinct for any man who still loves the woman is to rush in. You want to call her out, you want to say, I know you're posting that song for me, or I know you're angry because you miss me. You must resist this urge with everything you have. If you expose her signals, you humiliate her. If you strip away her defenses and point out her vulnerability before she is ready to show it, she will deny it, she will panic, and she will pull away out of shame to protect her dignity. The only way to handle a woman who misses you silently is to remain the mountain. You must be the stable, unmovable force that she is currently lacking. If she orbits you, let her watch. Do not change your behavior to please her. If she reaches out with a Trojan horse, you answer politely, briefly, and warmly, but you do not over-pursue. You let her walk through the door she opened. You do not drag her through it. You validate her presence, not her anxiety. And if she is volatile, if she tries to provoke you with jealousy or anger, you do not react. You give her nothing but silence and strength. By remaining calm and not reacting to her chaos or her games, you become the safe harbor she is desperately looking for. She misses you because she remembers your strength. Do not show her weakness now by getting emotional. Let the silence work for you. Let her miss you until she can no longer hold it in. Because eventually, if the connection was real, the silence will break. And when it does, it will be on your terms, not born out of desperation, but out of genuine, undeniable desire. Stay strong, stay observant, and never forget that silence speaks louder than words if you are wise enough to listen. We have journeyed deep into the labyrinth of the feminine mind today. We have exposed the silent language that governs human connection, the orbiting that reveals her anxiety, the Trojan horse that reveals her need for contact, and the volatility that reveals her lingering passion. You now possess the keys that 99% of men will spend their entire lives searching for in the dark. But before you close this video, I need you to understand one final fundamental truth. The purpose of learning these signals is not to manipulate her. It is not to play games, and it is not to trick her into coming back. The purpose is clarity. When you have clarity, you no longer suffer. When you can look at her silence and see the noise underneath it, you stop being a victim of your own confusion. You stop checking your phone every 5 minutes with a racing heart. You stop wondering if you were ever enough. You realize that you are the prize, and that her silence is simply her way of processing the loss of that prize. This knowledge gives you back your sovereignty. It allows you to stand tall, not because you are arrogant, but because you are aware. But remember this, knowing the path is not the same as walking the path. Understanding these signals is only the first step. The real work, the work of building an unshakable mindset, mastering your emotions, and becoming the kind of man that a woman doesn't just miss but needs, that work happens every single day. If this video woke something up inside of you, if you felt the truth of these words in your bones, then you are ready for more. You are ready to stop being a spectator in your own life and start being the architect. Do not let this moment pass. Do not let this knowledge fade into the background noise of your day. If you want to continue this ascent, if you want to master the dynamics of attraction, power, and psychology, then claim your place right now. Click that subscribe button, turn on the notifications, join a brotherhood of men who are refusing to settle for confusion and are demanding the truth. We are building something here that is bigger than just dating advice. We are building a new standard of masculinity. So walk away from this video with your head high. Let her orbit, let her test, let her be volatile. You remain the mountain, you remain the focus, and let the silence do the heavy lifting for you. I will see you in the next video. Until then, stay stoic, stay sharp, and never apologize for your strength.